Alright guys, we're back for another video, and in this one, we're taking a look at some WWE Knuckle Crunchers figures. So if you've been following the channel, you'll notice that lately that's been the trend. I've been putting out quite a few videos of these. Recently we covered the 2025 figures, we had the Usos, we had the WrestleMania 3-pack that came out, the Roman Reigns, the Cody, so those are all on the channel if you'd like to take a closer look at those. I think we covered them pretty well. But this line has honestly become one of my favorites. It's pretty affordable, $7-8, so it doesn't really break the bank. Obviously, they're not the the most like complex figures or most detailed. They're aimed at kids. They're pretty straightforward, but I think that's what I like about them. Is just the simplicity, and they're just a lot of fun. So the other thing that I think has been really cool lately is that when I first got into these, it was almost impossible to find. Uh, they had like a Ray and a Dom, I think, at one point at my Walmart, and that's all they had for a long time. I couldn't really find anything, nothing new, nothing old. And then recently, I went to a Walmart out of town, had some luck there, came back home. They had the new 2025 series. Then they had a few other ones that I covered in my last video that were from older series. And I really wasn't expecting to come across even more figures. I was planning to start looking on eBay and maybe see if Facebook Marketplace or anything like that had them. And sure enough, they had some more. So it's been kind of weird how they've been, I guess, distributing these or putting them out at my local Walmart, because they're kind of hopping all over the place, but I guess it works out. So these are the ones that I came across recently. I had just been talking about the other Rock figure that was out there, and I was not expecting to come across him this quickly. So here we have another Rock that we'll take a look at. We've got Damian Priest, and then we have Finn Balor. So we have quite a bit of the Judgment Day being represented, even if they're no longer, together. But we've got some there, and then I have some figures over here to compare them to. So I think that's enough rambling. Let's just go ahead and hop right in. We'll start off with the guy who loves to be the center of attention here, The Rock. Love him or hate him, he's The Rock. I think for as flawed as he could be sometimes, he's, he moves the needle. He's someone that people love, whether he's heel, whether he's face. He's always going to be one of the top stars of WWE. So as we've covered before, the cool thing about the packaging on these is you could have the figure in hand, and that's what they're known for, right? That crunch sound. So we'll go ahead and tear them out of the packaging, and we'll just kind of set this aside for now. Okay, so let's have a look at our figure. He's wearing a black vest. Honestly, it looks really cool. I love the blue, or the bull belt buckle. He's got black. They didn't go with the printing all the way around, which is kind of disappointing. Then just black boots. So all in black. The sunglasses look nice, honestly. Of course, not much to do there. Bald. And then he does have the tats, which you'll notice are different from this final boss one that we have here, which these do match. But then here on this side, we've got two different sets of tats. So honestly, I don't pay enough attention to The Rock's arms to know which one, this is probably what he had a while back ago, and maybe now it looks like this. This is a newer figure based on a newer appearances of The Rock. But overall, I think they covered it good. They've got, iconic smile. Like I said, whether he's heel or face, he loves being the center of attention. The people love him. He's the people's champ. And then accessory-wise, it looks like he comes with this amp, which looks like it Okay, it busts into pieces. So I guess that's pretty interesting. I guess you could smash someone through that. And now I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, I guess, get it back together. Okay. And I guess it's not, I guess it would be more of a speaker. But it does say amp. Honestly, I hope I didn't bust it, but it's a little tricky to get put back together. So as far as the feature goes, it works great in the sense that you could bust it in 3 pieces, but putting it back together is proving to be a little too tricky for me. Yeah, I can't get it. I could get 2 pieces to stay at a time, but that third piece is not really working out. Okay. I was about to give up, but never give up. There we go. So he's got the amp put back together. And then he has a guitar, which is hollow on this end. This does come off if you want to bust it over someone's head. And then kind of curious if it's going to be easy to get in hand. Looks like you can. So perfect. So we struggled a bit, but he's good to go again. So next up, let's look at Damian Priest, who, if you watched WrestleMania this weekend, you know that he had an appearance, he had a match against Drew McIntyre, which, and I guess I didn't show the back of the other one, but on this one, these are all from the same series, so The Rock, Finn, him. The only one that they didn't have there was that Seth Rollins, but the rest of the series was all there, so pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, Damian had a match this week, and the cool thing is I saw that they had quite a bit of reveals for upcoming figures for WrestleMania this weekend. And one of those is they're coming out with more of these knuckle crunchers. So they of course highlighted the 2025, the Usos, Cody and Roman Reigns, but they did have another Rock coming down the line with some kind of playset. It's like a microphone that expands out into some sort of playset. And then they had a Drew McIntyre, which he was holding a little sword, so that should be pretty cool. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of Drew, so I'll be excited to have him. That way he could keep the rivalry going with this guy here, with Damian Priest. So, looking at Damian Priest, he honestly looks pretty great. Some good printing. A little plain on the back, but the printing up front looks pretty good. He even has kind of like the facial expression. At first I thought it was like maybe they kind of messed it up, but let's see if we could kind of get it to focus a bit better. There we go. You can see he's kind of got like a smirk on his face. So kind of a cocky smirk on his face there, but honestly looks great. And then the long hair does kind of make it tricky, even though his neck compared to some of these, it does move pretty easily, but that hair kind of gets in the way there. And there it is going all the way. You'll see it goes about midway down, so they got the long hair pretty accurate. And then he comes with this briefcase. So he did win Money in the Bank a while back ago. It says it has some kind of smashing feature. So okay, so yeah, you can bust it open. There it is. And I'm curious if it's going to give me as much trouble as the amp. Oh, okay, no, that was pretty straightforward. So looks like you can bust it open, stick it back together, and then pop it in place. So maybe that's what I should have done with that amp, but it's a little hard to do on camera. So that looks great. It's got the WWE logo. Honestly, it wouldn't have hurt to have maybe something else, Mr. Money in the Bank or something on there. Would have looked awesome. But overall looks very good. A little loose in hand. Maybe a thicker handle there would do the trick. But it's not really slipping out either, so I guess that'll do. Perfect. So honestly really like both of those so far. They're great additions to the collection. And I mean, the fact that we've got a few members of the bloodline here coming into our last guy, Finn Balor. So here you've got him on the back. Are all of them just attacking Seth Rollins? Yeah, they are. Who's The Rock? Yeah. That's funny. They're all just beating up Seth Rollins in the art on the back. Okay, so let's pop this open. Finn also had a match, part of a historic match, honestly. They said it was the first fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. So him, Dom was involved, Braun Breaker, who's the champ, and then we had Penta, who's a new addition to the roster. Okay, so here we've got Finn, and honestly, looks pretty good. Honestly, the eyes look a little weird up close. They just look super intense. They don't look goofy, but I mean, they just look so intense that it's a little off-putting. But the facial hair might be a little thick, but looks pretty good. You've got some printing there. And you could see they've even got some like purple in there, so nice little details. These white lines do add a little bit to it. Of course, he's always wearing these guards, these sleeves. So pretty good figure here of Finn Balor. And then he comes with this accessory, which is this purple chair. It's got the WWE logo on it. Could kind of throw this in hand. I think their arms are a little too big that you can't hold. Yeah, you can't even push it close enough together that he'll hold both ends of the chair, but you can at least hold it like this. And for a kid, I'm sure that's good enough. So, honestly, looks pretty good. I think I liked The Rock and the Damian Priest a bit more. And we don't have the Seth Rollins in hand, but I could kind of compare it with the other ones that we've had. Honestly, I think the Damian might be the best one of the lot, but The Rock makes it a tough call. Definitely the top two right here. I'm gonna lean towards The Rock. Honestly, he was my favorite of them, but that Damian looks great. I love that they all add a new accessory to the collection too. And then The Rock, as we mentioned, we've got a few different eras of him now. So we've got this one. We've got, from not when he first joined. When he first joined, he was Rocky Maivia or whatever. So we've got the Attitude Era. We've got this like corporate style Rock. We've got the Final Boss. And I believe there's another one coming down the line with that playset. So plenty of Rock to go around, right? Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think. Again, let me know what you think of Knuckle Crunchers. I'd love to hear your thoughts on WrestleMania that just that happened this past weekend. I obviously don't want to spoil it for anyone who maybe is going to be watching the replay or didn't have a chance to catch it this weekend. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.